everybody, Lloyd here with Just Got Played, and today I'm going to do another game unboxing. This time it's for Fast and Furious Highway Heist. So this is a game by Funko Games. It is for ages 12 and up, 2 to 4 players, and it takes 60 minutes to play. So this was actually on sale on Amazon, and you can't really put a price on family, but when it's less than $6, that's a pretty good price for family. So we're gonna go ahead and crack this open and see what's under the hood. See if Dom Toretto has made any big, huge upgrades to the game. I'm gonna guess not, but if you look, it comes with a tank, a semi-heist, a semi, and a chopper. So this could be pretty cool. I did watch a playthrough video of it, and it looked pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get this open. Let's see what's in the box. So first off, we've got Fast and Furious Highway Heist rule books. The rule book says learn how to play. You can go to Funko Games and play it there. So if we take a look inside the book, we've got a list of components. So we've got the road board. We've got 4 enemy vehicles, which is a tank, a semi, Shaw's car, and a chopper. And then we've got some enemy SUVs. We've got our little pegs. We've got different car boards, different cars, 6 different characters. We've got some decks of cards here and a bunch of tokens. So this game does have 3 different modes in it. We have Tank Assault, Semi-Heist, and Chopper Takedown. And it is a fully co-op game. So it goes over setup for the various modes. I think they're starting with the Tank Takedown first. So it goes over how all that stuff works with the tank. It goes over skill categories and skill rolls, damage and defense. Then it goes into playing the game. Right, goes over how to leap and ram and force and shake, brawl, hijack enemy SUVs. That is kind of a cool thing in this game, is that you can hop onto another enemy truck and you can take it over and drive it around and leave your car in the dust if you want. So it goes over boost tokens and stunt actions. So stunt actions, I believe, are going to get you some bonuses, and you're not required to do them, but they will get you some cool upgrades and stuff in the game. So you might want to do them. So it does go over the stunt. Then after that, it goes over to rolling the enemy die, how the enemy SUVs work, how the enemy pegs work, enemy cards, right? Then it goes over the end of round, so you got some different steps here. The road maintenance, stunt card maintenance. So yeah, the stunts are going to kind of filter through, and you have a few turns, a few rounds to complete them, and if you don't complete them, then they just fall off the board. And I don't think anything bad happens, but yeah. So on the back there is a FAQ, which is nice. Very helpful when they include stuff like that right in the game, right out of the box. So that is the rule book, and then here we have we've got the different scenario sheets, and these are little individual rules for each scenario. So here we have the Tank Assault scenario guide. So this goes over specific setup for the tank, and then it goes over special rules for how the tank works. And then again, we got some frequently asked questions, and yeah. Next up, we've got the Semi-Heist, which this one, as you can see, this one was just kind of one page back and front. The Semi-Heist is a little bit more involved, it seems. It is a couple pages, so it goes over the setup again, how the main enemy, the vehicle works, the semi, and that's pretty cool. The door opens. So it's got some special actions, rules for handling cards, and again, we've got some frequently asked questions for that particular section scenario. And then we've got the Chopper Takedown. So again, setup. This one's even more, so they seem to get more and more involved as we go, right? So it goes over Ramsey and the radar, the chopper, how to damage the chopper, then it goes over Shaw's car. And then again, we've got some frequently asked questions, and they also give some tips and strategies, so that's helpful, right? So it looks like here, this must be the game board that is all sealed up. Let's try to get this open. And failing as usual, plastic defeats me all the time. There we go. Okay. So this looks like it's going to be the game board. So I'm both surprised by how big it is and how small it seems. It seemed really big. Like I was expecting the board to be the size of the box, and then you open it and it's actually, you know, twice the size of the box. But then the actual road itself, it seems very small, just because it's this part up here, and then you've got this whole section down here for the stunt tracks. But it's a decent quality. It's a little thin, not crazy though. It's got some cool art. Oh, and it's got a nice quote from Dominic Toretto here. Surprised it doesn't have anything to do with family, but let's go ahead and read it. Doesn't matter what's under the hood. What matters is who's behind the wheel. So yeah, there you go. That is the game board. In here we've got these look like the enemy pegs and the trucks. So just get a couple of those out. So if you see here, this is the enemy truck, the enemy SUV, and then on the top is where you're going to put, whenever they hop out of the vehicle, you put that there, and then you can see who it is. Because then there's also player ones in here somewhere. Oh, there they are. So those are the player pegs, which, you know, they're all the same. They're just different colors. So yeah, these are cool little minis. These might come in handy whenever Thunder Road releases later in the year, or I think this come out next year, maybe January-ish. Time's ticking. So yeah, there you go. You get a bunch of these little SUVs. Surprisingly, they actually have like detail on the bottom, which is didn't really expect. So there we go. Those are the enemy SUVs up in the little enemy pegs to people. Let's just toss that aside. Actually, we can probably put it right back. Oh, I didn't close the bag all the way. Let's just throw this back in here. So let's take a look here. What do we got? We've got a bunch of little Punchboard tokens, right? So you have different ones for different players. And again, you know, nothing crazy. I think these are a little bit on the thinner side, but I don't think it's really gonna matter that much. Got your little nitrous tanks. So yeah, and there's some more. These are the little player ones. So when you take over an enemy SUV, you put your player color, because you see it matches the car. You put that underneath the SUV you took over, so you know who's driving it and which SUV you took over, which is pretty cool. It's a nice little mechanism and mess. Sweet. Sweep it all in there. We'll clean it up at. All right, let's take a look at. Oh, we got some cool dice here. So let's take a look at these dice. So these are custom dice. This one has some pips, and are they all the same? They are all the same. And then it's got some nitrous symbols on it. And this is engraved, so it's not just painted on, which is always nice. And then this one here, again, it is engraved or laser etched, whatever. Got the Bigfoot side, the Dead of Winter Frostbite side. If you roll that, you die in a couple turns. So yeah, cool. Yeah, these are decent little dice. Nothing special. Not cheap. Actually feel pretty good. And I do like that they are custom. And then here we've just got these little plastic little markers. So these are just generic little cubes, one of each player color, and then some for the enemy SUVs. Nothing special there. Just bombed the helicopter. So we'll come back to these cars and that. Let's go ahead and take a look at... first, let's take a look at these big cards here. There's the open heart. So first off, we've got... so there's stunts for each of the different scenarios. So this one's specifically for the chopper takedown. So these are things that you need to do. So it says Spring Fling, force an enemy SCP to jump over a wreck and into the chopper. Definitely got some Michael Bay energy going on in there. Conditioned, it says, so your manned player vehicle is adjacent to an enemy SUV that is adjacent to a wreck. The chopper is within 2 spaces of the wreck. Reward. This is what you get. The chopper takes 1 damage. Remove the enemy SUV. The wreck stays on the road. So let's take a look. Sidestep. Elude Shaw's attack, causing him to slam into an enemy SUV. Condition, your manned player vehicle is adjacent to an enemy SUV when the enemy SUV is rolled and causes Shaw's car to slam into you. Says if you fail the roll, your player vehicle is dealt 4 damage, and then you roll this die. But the reward, your player vehicle takes no damage, and adjacent enemy SUV is turned into the wreck. And you get these little nitrous symbols. So when you put these out, you put the little nitrous symbols on there, the tokens, and you get those. So as you can see, there's a handful of these, and they keep getting harder, right? So that is the stunt for the scenario chopper takedown. Let's take a look at some of these semi-heist ones. So side splitter, blast a hole in the side of the semi to access the cargo. So it says condition, your player peg is on top of any player vehicle directly beside the semi. And then you got to do this. Reward, place 1 cargo token on the vehicle board of the player vehicle you are on top of. So yeah, that you break in and start stealing DVD players. Let's see, what's level 2? Airmail, taunt the semi into speeding up, sending cargo flying out the door. So the semi door's got to be open. Your manned vehicle player is directly in front of the semi, and another manned player vehicle is directly behind it. And then do this, and the reward, place 1 cargo token on the vehicle board of the player vehicle that's directly behind it. So yeah, you got some stunts there. And then we've got the tank assault. So let's see, it's one that's specific to the tank. So we got this one, leapfrog. Brake slam an enemy SUV and send it crashing over you onto the tank. Okay. So the condition is your manned player's vehicle is directly behind the tank, and an enemy SUV is directly behind your player's vehicle. Reward, the tank takes 1 damage and remove the enemy SUV. So yeah, pretty cool. Over the edge, send the tank off the road where it explodes in a ball of flame. Your manned player vehicle and another manned player vehicle are directly beside the tank on the same side, and there are no vehicles or wrecks between the tank and the other side of the road. So you gotta do this plus tank current string. I think this is actually the way you win this final stunt card here. Reward, you send the tank off the road and win. Oh, so there you go. The level 3 is how you win. I believe it's the same on all of them. Yep, that's how you win. So there you got those guys, and then over here we have the different reference cards, which are always nice. So it goes over how the enemy die works, boost tokens, end of round, what you can do on your turn. So there you go, reference cards, always helpful. let's take a look at these cards here. So these are the enemy cards, and this is how the enemies are going to activate. If I can get them out. Oh, there, now I find that. Man. Opening cards and packs are like the bane of my existence. I cannot, they defeat me all the time. They are my arch enemy. So as you can see, you've got a different deck for each scenario. So just go through. Meat Grinder, Tank Escorts. Place an enemy SUV in each of the 2 spaces directly behind the tank. When activated, each player vehicle adjacent to both the tank and an enemy SUV is dealt 4 damage, and then you roll the enemy die. So these are like event cards. These are gonna come out and they're going to activate the bad guys. So we'll just throw those back in there. We'll throw this back on top. Oh man, there's a ton of stuff underneath here. So let's pull that out and throw this back in. So Erock and Tiff, I don't know if you will see this, but yeah, there was stuff under there. I know you check in every one of your videos, but I actually found a ton of stuff. So let's start with the player boards. And we're back to trying to open plastic again. And we're just going to do it this way because I give up. So if we take a look here, we've got player boards. So we have Dominic Toretto. So everyone has like their own little special power, and they also have their own set of stats for their particular vehicles, and then the vehicles themselves also have stats. So we've got Dominic Toretto, Brian O'Connor, Letty Ortiz, Roman Pierce, Tej Parker, and Han Solo. Yes, very cool. So this is the exhausted side. If you get exhausted. So yeah, as you can go through, they all have different stats down here in the bottom. And then let's take a look at the cars. Maybe these will be easier to get open. These ones are. Those are a little bit easier to get open. So you have, on this side you have your 4 different cars. So you have American Muscle, which again has its own, it has its own player power down here. This is whenever you go on top of the vehicle. So if you notice, they have stats down here at the bottom for how the cars work. And then when you take over an enemy, when you hijack an SUV, you flip it over and you use the hijack SUV side, and then you put that little the little piece like this. So if you were the blue car, you would put this under there, so you know that the hijacked SUV is yours. So yeah, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take 2 of these people, or 2 of these things, and you're gonna put them together. So you have a person and a car, and then these are the stats that you're gonna get, and those are gonna affect things in the game. So very cool. So we have the import racer, the street drifter, the exotic supercar, and American Muscle. So those are all of the cars in the game. Now we've got the different boss boards. Right, so let's pull these out. And these are, like I said, they're about as thick as the game board. So they're a little on the thinner side, but I think they'll get the job done. So back here, you have the scenario setup, which is very nice. So you can flip this over, but you also have it in the book. But you have the different boards, and it goes over the special rules, gives you the objective, and then it has the health of the tank. Here we have the semi, and again, shotgun shells, which are related to the semi-assault board. So you remember the first movie, the guy started taking shotguns out, or that one scene, the guy had a shotgun and he like tries to kill him. And then over here you have the chopper strength, Shaw's car strength, and then a radar. And then you have the special rules and chopper takedown. So there you go. You got the player boards, or the enemy boards, which I guess these are gonna have to go back underneath the box because they don't fit anywhere on top. So now let's go ahead and get to all of the little minis. All right, so I zoomed in a little bit so you can see the car. So this is the exotic car, right? This is no, actually this is orange. So this is the street drifter, which so that is the street drifter. Oh, there we go. Very cool, nice little car. Next up we have the import racer, which is blue. So there you go. Next up we have the exotic supercar. And it's cool because they could have made these cars all identical and just changed the color, right? And just use a generic car. But they actually made them look like the car there. So that is a little bit of a, attention to detail that you don't really expect in a mass market game. That even when this was on store shelves, normal price is $30. This is still a lot for $30. I mean, this is just, like the Dodge Charger or whatever this was in the movie, the Challenger. So yeah, it is got a lot of detail for, like I said, a mass market, game that's on Target store shelves. So let's take a look at, this is Shaw's car. So they might have doubled up on one of these. Nope. It is completely unique. It does not look the same. Nope, it's not the same as any car. So that's Shaw's car. And then here we have the attack chopper, which is pretty cool. And it comes, you mount it onto this little base. Boop, it pops on. And then you can position it however you want. And then you can still put a car. So when this is on there, a car can still end up sitting on the space. So it doesn't block up the space. It doesn't take up space on the board. But that is the chopper. The blades don't move, which would have been pretty cool if they did. But, now to get it back off. Ugh. All right. Next up, we have the tank. I was hoping that the top would swivel, but it doesn't. It looks like it's made from two pieces, so you'd think it would, but it does not. But there you go. There is the tank. Very nice. And then here is the semi. The semi does turn here a little bit, but there is the semi. So you can mount a lot of people up in there. You can do like the Matrix highway fight scene, and then the back does open. And I don't think. Oh, you can put some cars in there. Boom. Then they can come out like Knight Rider or Spy Hunter style. So there you go. That was for scale, how big this is. So there you go. That's pretty much everything in the game. Let's put the top back on it and we'll close this out. All right, so let's throw everything back in the box. So all this stuff is going to go underneath here like it was. I don't really think it matters how it fits under there as long as it all goes underneath. This is going to sit in on top. All right, we've got the different scenario guides. We'll just throw those there. Actually, I guess they can go on top. The board goes there. And surprising, there's no, maybe in the rules, I didn't read through them all, but there's no mention of family. But, what a mess. So this is Fast and Furious Highway Heist. This is by Funko Games. Let us know in the comments if you've played this, what you thought. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I will try to get this to the table very soon. I've wanted it for a long time, and I just never pulled the trigger on it, and then it wasn't on store shelves anymore, at least not on Target. And I saw it on Amazon for, like I said, it was like $5.70 something. So I was like, $5, why not? $6. As always, like, share, subscribe, leave us comments. We will get back to you as soon as possible. Check the description for all of the links to our social media accounts. Check us out on Twitter. Come talk to us on Discord. We're on there all the time. If not all of us, at least one or two of us are constantly, engaged at any given time. So yeah, thanks for watching and happy gaming.